So you've had the baby and you're at home, and that first 24 hours can be a little bit daunting. So I just wanted to kind of review a few things that you should keep in mind and to consider when maybe you don't have your mom there, or your midwife or the nurse or the call light at the hospital. Just a few things to remember, one of which is it's going to be okay. You are going to have a baby that cries sometimes, and that's okay. Babies cry a lot, and a lot of times it's interesting for parents. They don't expect how much. It's actually one of the most common reasons people go to the pediatrician, aside from their well checkups, is because they're worried about their baby crying. But babies do cry. And I also just want to ease your tension and know that there's different things that you can try once you get home for holding the baby, positioning the baby. And just like in labor and birth, change is always good. Sometimes changing it up, you'll just move things or do things a certain way that will soothe or calm that baby. So, be prepared, in a hospital setting, or even at home when you have them in a crib or a bassinet, those kind of things. You're going to notice they're a little bit of a bobblehead. They don't have a lot of strong, good neck control. So always remember to support their head when you're holding them. And when you are trying to figure out why they're crying, and you've fed them, you've burped them, you've changed their diaper, those are all kind of the things you check down the list. And if at that point you've burped them, they're still crying and you don't know what to do, maybe it's just you need to change their position. We're all accustomed to holding baby in this cradle type position. There is also something called a reverse cradle hold, which if you're nursing your baby, you may have already been made aware of. Rather than holding them this way, you can have your arm under them this way and holding, again, it's just a reverse cradle hold. That doesn't work. You can certainly hold them up over your shoulder. This baby is a little stiff, but making sure that their airway is open so they're not smothered into your chest. But again, always supporting their neck and holding their back somewhere along there, because as they grow and get older, they will move around or arch their back. So it's always good to have two hands. Some of the other things, when you've got that baby that is just fussy and you don't know what to do with them, you can even hold them forward facing. This sometimes can help you with bending their knees up, with putting your hand on their tummy. Also, you may have to support their chin and their head, again in this position, but sometimes they like that. And think of some of the same things that you may have learned in labor, is that rhythm and repetition is soothing. So think about bouncing them. All of those bouncing, swaying, rocking, all of those things can be really soothing for baby. Remember, during this first 24 hours, it may be stressful, but you are not expected to be an expert. Your baby doesn't know any different. So you've got to just kind of be open and roll with things. And again, aside from positioning, what else can you do when a baby cries? Maybe it's not that patting or swaying or rocking, maybe it's shushing. So, think about all of the things that maybe your mom did, or you've seen your aunt do, or your sister, and see if that will help to calm them and calm yourself. Something else to consider is, how you're going to transport your baby. You should all have a car seat. And so with everything, it's planning and preparation. So have your car seat out of the box, know how to use it, know how to install it, and think about the safety of how to put your baby in the car seat, and use that for any transports, whether it be to grandma's house, to the pediatrician, any of those things. Anytime the baby goes for a ride with you, they need to be in the car seat. And as a newborn, if you don't already know, they should be in the rear seat, preferably in the middle, facing the rear of the vehicle. So there are car seat installers, certified car seat installers, and one of those locations is through the fire department. They can help you to make sure that you're properly installing your car seat if you're interested in checking that out. Another thing to consider, since I've mentioned going to the pediatrician, once you have this baby, you have to have a pediatrician, or you're going to want to have a pediatrician. So again, all about the planning and the preparation. You can start considering that and think about what pediatrician do I want to go to, and go so far as to find out, are they accepting your insurance? Are they accepting new patients? Are they accepting newborns? Things change from time to time, and practices at certain points may be full. So it's always good to check ahead of time, because you will or can expect that that baby will have a first follow-up or checkup at about 3 to 5 days of life. And then from there, we'll go to a week, and then a couple weeks, and so on. And then it slowly starts to space out. There's immunization schedules there's lots of things to consider about your baby's care and preparing for that first 24 hours and beyond. And lastly, I just want to mention feedings. During that first 24 hours, we put an emphasis on a lot of things. You're going to be inundated with information. And so I just want to reassure you that there is help out there and support for you. So even during that first 24 to 48 hours, if you are home and struggling with feedings, we're just a phone call away. We have lactation staff and support that can help you, whether it be over the phone or in person if necessary. So don't forget about us. We're just a phone call away.